After all the craziness that's been going on, I thought it would be fun to just sit back and enjoy some beautiful magic artwork. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. Welcome to my video on the 20, for me, most enjoyable pieces of artwork from Guilds of Ravnica. There's a lot of nice art in this set, but I have the 20 here that for me subjectively are the ones that I dig the most. Before we dive into those, I want to talk about the one terrible piece of art that I noticed when I went through just overall. Notion Rain. No! You put the no in Notion Rain. Come on now. This card, I can't be the only one when I look at this who is like, that's the Matrix. That's the Matrix. Why is the Matrix in Magic the Gathering? I mean, if you're gonna have what looks like, it almost looks like computer code coming down from the sky the same way, like they have it in the Matrix kind of screen deal, and then you've got him, the character there is just too close to being dressed in like a black trench coat. So the whole time my brain's just like, Matrix, Matrix, Matrix. But that's the only card that really screamed at me when I went through them in terms of, oh God, why? No. So I have a nice range of interesting cards to talk about. We'll start out with Tristana Dissonance. Now, this one is so interesting that I ended up doing a full-on video about that. I'll talk about that in a second. But the idea here is this is the autumnal version of Tristana. And Tristana is a gigantic living tree fused with 3 dryads. And it's a really cool concept for the spring version and this autumn version, and there's like discordancy between them now. That's why the name is discordant. As I said, I did make a video specifically about this one, so I'll put one of those little links up in the corner of the screen right now if you want to go and check out my full thoughts about it. Overall, it's very, very lovely artwork. I genuinely enjoy this. I love the fact that they're all looking in different directions, and there's a number of different things. I don't want to retread a whole bunch of information that I did from my other video though, so I recommend that you go and check that out. Celestine has a lot of gorgeous artwork. Another one that I'm a huge fan of is Night of Autumn. These dryads riding these steeds made out of like vines or tree branches, however you want to interpret it. The card itself is powerful, but the artwork is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. I really enjoy the idea of dryad knights who have steeds made out of like living elemental nature, essentially. That is really, really fun and absolutely beautiful. And a nice touch is these are dryads, they're nature creatures, so they're tied into the natural sequences of the world. And so since it's autumn, they have the autumnal orange hair. The visuals are just fantastic on that card. And there's a whole bunch at the beginning that I saw, and it was Celestine coming up again and again, like Centaur Peacemaker. Now, admittedly, there is a bit of an issue that I have with the face on this card. Her face is a little bit wonky. The card overall is nothing special. It's just a 3/3 for 3 that gives everybody 4 life. So you're even going to want to play with it in most cases, I don't know. But the artwork is a lot of fun. It's just very colorful. I'm actually, as much as I made fun of Ravnica for the fact that it's autumn, it's had enough of an impact in the artwork that I actually genuinely enjoy the autumnal setting. So that's pretty cool. This artwork is nice, and I enjoy it. Most of the time when you see centaurs, they're in some kind of warlike stance. You don't see them proffering flowers. It's an interesting way to transmit the concept of everyone gaining 4 life as well. I enjoy it. It's got that unity to it. Then you've got Atrada. Let's talk about somebody who's not in Celestine for a second. Atrada is amazing. The flavor behind this vampire assassin is incredible. I love the being like silhouetted almost, or like framed more like it by the moon. The gigantic moon hovering there, the perfect positioning, and you can't see it in the artwork here because it's trimmed, but Etrata is actually on top of a massively tall chimney kind of structure, and she's way high up in the sky. And this is another card that I went really in depth on and gave a full video to because it's a fantastic card that deserved it. So I will toss a link up there, right up there, if you want to go and check it out. Totally worth it because Etrata is incredible. Now we're going to dip on back over to the Celestians for a minute because Ledev Guardian, this Wolf Rider, looks epic. The only nitpick I have about the artwork at all is I do not like this chick's hat. But I enjoy that everything is shown with a high level of white. So you have the white wolf with white armor. Her armor is white. You've got the white arch in the background standing on white pavement there with like a white spired build. Like everything gives you the concept this is a white card. Little splash of some nice bright green on the cloak there, which is genuinely enjoyable as well. Flavor behind this card's fantastic. So many nice pieces of artwork, guys. Thought Erasure. Now I didn't give this card video all by itself, but it has come up in a video. I genuinely enjoy this artwork, transmitting the concept of the Dimir. The fact that she's staring down into her hand at a memory that's just wisping away. It's more solid and tangible down in her hand. It's just turning into like ephemeral dust and disappearing. I enjoy that. The idea of the prison bar concept with the shadows coming across her as well. It's got that Dimir imprisoned sort of shadowy feel to it. It's a real home run when it comes to artwork for me. Now, pause for reflection, which is what we'll do right now to take a look at this gorgeous artwork. I like this. Sometimes it's nice to just see a setting as opposed to a character as a focus or an item like, here's a sword, here is an archer doing X, things like that. This is just a moment of reflection in the city of Ravnica. This is your green fog effect, but I really like this. It's just kind of, you've got a nod to the fact that it's fog by kind of having a little foggy, misty effect in the background, but the cityscape just looks really nice. This is a really pleasant view. I can imagine being on a balcony in like from your home in Ravnica and just looking out over this and just stopping for a moment and thinking. I genuinely enjoy this one. It's a good one. Under City Uprising is the next one. Now this one for me is it's Braska in the middle. She looks amazing. I think this might be the best looking I have ever seen Braska depicted in artwork. She looks stately and powerful. I love the state that her like Gorgon hair tendril things are in. It just, overall, the rest of the characters kind of frame her. She stands right out, bold and regal. I love it. And the flavor text where it says, now it's your turn to hide, is amazing. This is the culmination of basically like Braska was almost like an undercity urchin who nearly got wiped out and then has now become the Golgari queen. And this picture, this art represents it so well. Such a home run, guys. A lot of Celestians coming in, man. I seem to have a lean toward them white-green Celestians. Vernati Shieldmate. I love this artwork so much. It's just so, yeah, his face looks a little bit goofy, and Celestian helmets are a tad bit goofy, but the greens and the whites just do it for me. And the gigantic, like, looming wall in the background, this artwork just speaks to me. I adore it. He does have a bit of a douchey stance, but it's so, so good. The flavor text is dumb. I'll give you that. The flavor text on this is stupid. Divine Visitation. I love the flavor behind this card, and I love the artwork, which shows the angels coming in with the birds there, perching down around the fountain, landing in, settling in. You've got the angels all swooping in through some sort of divine grace portal in the background that's shedding all that light in. I really, really like the flavor and the whole concept behind this card. It's an absolute home run for me. Try not to spend too much time talking about each of these ones because I know we do have a fair number of cards to get through. Omnispell Adept. Now, overall, this card's just kind of for its casting cost, but the artwork is a lot of fun for a blue card. You do not see a lot of blue mages in combat magic poses. And that's one of the things I really like about this. I like the blues and the oranges. I really like the way that you can see these gigantic like blue bolts of energy that are lacing up into the sky, that behind her, they're under the water, so you can see a sheath of water, a big bubble of water around them that they're pushing up out of. It's so evocative. And like the forward, like the action movement where she's like got her one leg extended backwards and she's just in a pose like this where it's like almost like a punching fist maneuver, and all this energy is arcing up out of the water and she's at the edge of a waterfall. Like visually, this is so epic. Like it just looks so cool. This is a card I could see myself wanting to be. Like imagine that. You're practicing your magic, you just go to this stone, just bam, out over across a waterfall. That is so very, very enjoyable. Very nice artwork. The blues and orange on that work so well. Beast Whisperer is the next one. I'm a huge fan of green cards like this. I love things that let you draw when you cast creature spells, because I cast lots of creature spells when I'm playing green. So the artwork on this is great. I love it. I love the woodland setting that he's in. I love all the animals that they depict in here. You can see him with the bird on his shoulder there and the deer in the background. And I think I saw another animal somewhere that I'm not seeing right now. There it is. It's the snake on his wrist. So there's probably some other stuff tucked in there, but I love this druid feel. Although, admittedly, when I look at the artwork, he does not look elven to me. So there is that sort of a disconnect. But overall, I love it. I love the simplicity of his staff. He has like simple but rugged woodland gear. He's unadorned. He's not concerned with the trappings of the city, which is really rare in Ravnica. This guy is a special breed on Ravnica. I enjoy it a lot. Back to the Celestine artwork. There's just something about it, guys. We got these greens and whites. Dawn of Hope. This artwork is so serene. Oh man, I absolutely love it. I mean, this is happening at either sunset or at dawn, but just you've got the gigantic tree in the background, and you can see that there are these leaves being blown by in the wind, and I imagine just silence, just sitting in silence, contemplating while these leaves are all blowing. Basically, I'd like the sun is rising, I assume, because it's the dawn of hope, right? So you've got the sun is rising, just sitting there in kind of in meditation. I really love the peaceful nature of this artwork. It really speaks to me. Then we've got Murmuring Mystic. I adore this artwork. Oh God, I love the Spectral Birds. I love these blue birds. I love the cityscape. Like this card is so amazing to me that even though it's a weak uncommon, I made a full-on video about it because it deserves it. This card's awesome, guys. It's so good. The artwork's fantastic. It's so good that I recommend that you go and listen to me talk about it more at length, because it deserves the attention. It's so good. There's so much going on here, and I absolutely adore it. Circuitous Route. Kind of like the way I do my videos. I like this. This is a play on explosive vegetation that also fetches gates. So it's a fun card, but I really love the vibrant green maze. Like this totally feels like an interesting hedge maze to wander through. It just feels, it speaks to me as a place I want to be. Like when I look at it, my brain just goes, I want to go there. I want to go to a maze like this. I love the vibrancy of it. This card actually is the card that made me decide to do this video. Just the vibrancy of this artwork in particular was like, all right, you know what? Today we're going to do art appreciation because this is just gorgeous. Speaking of gorgeous, Inspiring Unicorn, I think, is the nicest unicorn I have ever seen in Magic the Gathering. There's just something about this one where it's contrasted against the dark. I think, first of all, it's contrasted against the dark city streets. Like you've got like dark blues and blacks and a purple feel to the background with that hint of yellow from the open door there. But the unicorn itself is white, but it's that like pearly kind. It's not like bone white. It's like pearly. It's got that pearly kind of white, which gives it a richness to it. It's like the skin of it has this quality to it in its mane and its hair, the glowing horn, everything. It's so otherworldly. It feels very different than the background. And the purple rose petals or flower petals drifting down to the ground around it, it's just absolutely incredible. This would be inspiring. It stands out so much. It sticks out like a sore thumb, but in an exceptional way. Really enjoy that. We've got the flavor behind Fire Urchin is so cool. Rain runoff in the smelting district is known to spontaneously burst into flame. This fire urchin is made from rain runoff, and you can see the rain pelting onto it and sizzling up, but it doesn't affect it. I love that. A fire elemental born of rainwater and existing in the rain, and I love how it stands out so much against the deep blue and purple of the cobblestones behind it. I love it. And you can see, actually, if you look in the far back left-hand corner of the artwork, you can see the runoff that is igniting and turning into this fire urchin. Man, what a fun little card that is a interesting nod towards Kiln Fiend. I like that. Luminous Bonds is funky. This one, the artwork's just really interesting. It feels almost like these creatures are on display, like in a museum or something. And it's the contrast of this insane, grotesque crab monster that's suspended in the air versus the calm, like, it's got like a red, weird, it's like red and green with the eye, and like, it's got like these bright sticking out colors that make it stand out very much against the background, which is like kind of muted and grayish and brown, dark, and you've got the people there kind of observing it, but even the people are drab and colorless. It makes the creature stand out and feel like it doesn't belong there, and I enjoy the way that the luminous bonds are restraining it. Overall, very, very interesting artwork. And for last, I have saved what for me I think is the most evocative artwork in the entirety of the set. And I have to say as well, I really enjoy that they're bringing more wands into Magic the Gathering. So we have Wanda Vertebrae. One colorless artifact. Tap it, put the top card of your library into your graveyard. 2 untap it, exile Wanda Vertebrae, shuffle up to 5 target cards from your graveyard into your library. It's such an interesting card. The whole thing is just like, I don't get how the wand part ties into like sacrificing it lets you reincorporate things from your graveyard into your library, but it seems just grisly. I mean, this seems like a black aligned one. When you look at it, the artwork is just crazy. Somebody's spine has been fashioned into what looks like a serpent. Like it has a head with eyes, and they've set jewels into it, and just the mossy sort of half natural looking lumpy wand stand. This is very, very evocative. This feels, obviously this is some kind of Golgari tool. And on a humorous note, I don't remember where I saw this comment. I think it was on an MTG Lime video, because he's the one who's always having to go at Wedge from the Mana Source. But somebody left a genuinely hilarious comment about how if Wizards had a really dark sense of humor, this would have been the perfect preview card to give to the Mana Source. And I have to say, that's hilarious. So, these are my 20 picks for the most interesting artwork from the entirety of the set. Let me know what you guys think, what artworks speak to you the most, and we're going to go and check in with the 6th color of Magic.
Hi everyone! Together, we are the 6th color of Magic.
If you have not submitted a 6th color of Magic video yet, do it up! Get in my videos. It will make you happy and your friends happy to see you there. That leaves one thing for us to do, and that is roll the golden scroll! The people who've got my back. All right, now we're going to move on to, what do you want? You want some more magical lore? Or do you want to have a chuckle with me over on my other channel? The choice is yours. And I'm history, baby.